What's happening, people? Coach Chrispect here, and welcome to another edition of 15-Minute Income. Well, what we're going to talk about today is how much and how long. How much does it cost to start a successful Amazon business? And how long does it take before you start to see profit? Before all the hard work that you put in starts or begins to actualize. How long does it take? Well, it doesn't take 2 weeks, and it certainly doesn't take a month, unless you're doing something like retail arbitrage. But if you're going to do something like private labeling, then expect not to see financial gain or money coming in until your second month. There's a couple reasons. Reason number one, you have your investment. You have your initial investment, and your initial investment, whether it's $1,000 or $10,000, not to scare anyone away, but some people spend $10,000 setting up their Amazon business because they have $10,000. They have more money to buy more product. Usually that's the biggest blow. For example, when I first started, I decided I have enough money to buy 1,000 units of this higher margin product. I'm going to start there. And it cost me, for my product and shipping alone, $5,500. Now, it doesn't mean you can't start a business for $1,000, like many of the gurus who have courses out there lead you to believe that you can start the business for $1,000. The truth is, you can start the business for $1,000. You can luck out and find something that will cost you $1, and obviously buying 500 units is $500 US. Convert that, if you're Canadian, add 30% tax, so that you're at $6,500 US, or Canadian, excuse me. And then if you found a product that's $500, highly likely the shipping is $195 US. So when you add that together, you're at about $260 shipping plus $750. So you're at $900. You're at $1,000 right there for 500 units at a product that cost you $1 US. Now, if you're American, you're at all of $695. So again, it just depends on where you're from, but you can start a business for $1,000, absolutely, and launch the product to Amazon and get going. You can also find a better product and bring in less units and make profit, and then just build up your bank account and then be able to reinvest that money and make more money. That's definitely another way to do it. But again, how long would it take you to make money? You have to do things in quarters, I would say. So in your first 3 months, you want to make money, but you also want to pay off some of the debt that you've created. And if it isn't debt, you obviously want to be able to have your business being self-sustaining. So definitely give yourself 4 weeks. In my case, it took 8 weeks to basically break even, which was, for me, an initial, I ended up investing about $9,000 overall if I added everything up. And that's including like going out and buying retail arbitrage products that I can obviously, for me, retail arbitrage is a game. I kind of treat it as a game. I treat it as a Pokemon adventure, if you will. I just go around running around finding funny products that I can sell online. I scan everything, and from there I I launch them to Amazon, and I treat that as a second income. The primary income for me is absolutely 100% private label, because that, my friends, is where the money is. Okay, private label allows you to own buy boxes. It allows you to own your own brand, which is exciting right there. And you know, obviously allows you to make a really, really good living if you can find a good product that sells well on Amazon, that has low competition, and that you can make better for people every day. Don't buy products that are cookie cutter products. Buy products that you can evolve, because what you'll find is when you launch a product, I found this the first time, and as soon as you start dealing with a certain product, Amazon, for whatever reason, their analytics they will advertise so heavily to you based on the product you just bought. It's just bizarre. Like, I don't understand why they're advertising a product that I own 1,000 of to me, but it's because I searched that product so much that they throw all these advertisements at me on that product. So I'm kind of getting off the straight line here. Buy some. FBA is obviously the way to go. Fulfillment by Amazon, private labeling is obviously the way to go. Make sure you have demand. Make sure your product is absolutely 100% low competition. And there are great ways to do that when you're searching on Jungle Scope. And make sure that you have the ability to make your product better. You know, because when you're building bullet points and when you're building pictures and you're building your listing, when you have the ability to say, you know what, I added this feature to my product. I'll give you an example. You know, walkie-talkies. Most of the walkie-talkies have black buttons. I seen a listing where a guy changed the buttons, the rubber buttons on his walkie-talkie, and they have little white letters, and all of a sudden his walkie-talkie tripled the sales of everyone basically who had the same product. So he separated himself simply by changing that rubber button and making it better. What led that to him, and I think it was more of a glow-in-the-dark button, I'll have to double check, but I think through the commenting he found people that said, oh, the buttons are kind of, you know, a great idea is if you could put letters on the buttons, blah blah blah. He did it with his manufacturer. His manufacturer was able to manufacture his product to that specification. So that will separate you, and the value of that is you can charge an extra $5 profit, $10 profit once you start to build a good base of people who have bought your product and a good review base on your product. You can start to charge a little bit more. So those things are great. Those things are gems. So how long does it take to make money on Amazon? Expect to not make any money for the first quarter. Now, I said I started making money at 2 months in, and that is exactly what I started to do. But my pay per click, my PPC, I ran that heavy with a heavy volume, a heavy number, and yeah, I got a return in sales. But I basically invested everything into my PPC so that my return in sales would be high. And I ran Jump Send. I'm running Jump Send to try to maximize the amount of reviews I get on my products. Okay, so I feel by the third quarter for this particular product, once I scale down everything, I'll start to see bigger returns, especially on my second and third inventory runs, where I'll buy 1,000 or 2,000 more units. Every time I buy 1,000 units, it's a $10,000 profit specifically on my product, because I make $10 per product or per unit sold, and I am able to sell about 1,000 units a month. And I'm hoping to scale that up to 20,000 or 2,000 units a month and $20,000 profit. That is my biggest goal right now. And I feel like I can do that in my second quarter. So we'll have to see. I'll probably follow up with that definitely on this video. The other question is, so how long does it take to make money? And then how much and how long? Okay, so how much money do you need to start this business? You can start it with 1,000, you can start it with 10,000. That really doesn't matter. What matters is your demand, the reviews, so your demand and how competitive your product is. Okay, so it really is key. That's the key criteria. If you find a product that is only $500 to buy, highly likely, very, very highly likely that it's very competitive. There are going to be a lot of people starting this business, and there are a lot of people starting an Amazon private label business with a little bit of money. We got young people starting the business with a little bit of money. I have my son, he's 16 years old. He started the business with $1,000, 500 units, exactly what I told you. The key is, his is very competitive, not out of the range that the parameters that we set, but it's competitive. That being said, the product we found together is improvable. He improved it. Didn't cost him anything to improve it. He just specifically spoke with the manufacturers and said, here's what I would like it to look like, the color, and I want these features with this product. So we'll see. We haven't launched that yet because, again, it takes time for the products to come in. Generally 30 days for them to build it, another 7 days for the product to ship. So keep those in mind. You know, if you have $5,000, you'll be able to set yourself apart from others. And obviously, if you're buying a product, let's say the cost is $10, and you're going to buy 500 units, you're looking at $5,000 American. So, you know, then shipping on something like that, if it's scaled down, if it's not large product, then, you know, the shipping is going to be relatively cheap, $500, you know, maybe $800, I don't know. Once you start getting to high shipping costs, then, you know, that's where you gotta maybe turn your back on the product and look elsewhere, or look at other ways of shipping. Personally, I only express my stuff to Amazon using UPS or DHL or FedEx. The other advantage is, for how long it takes to make money, is train yourself. Take as much time to train yourself on every little aspect you can to get an edge. Always be improving your listing, always be improving your product. If your pictures even feel like, you know what, it could be better, make it better. Invest time and invest money into your product. Don't treat this short term, treat this long term. This business is the start of your business for the next 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It doesn't really matter. It shouldn't be a one-day adventure. It shouldn't be a one-month adventure. It should not be a situation where you go, I'm not making money, it's 2 months in right now and I haven't made anything. You shouldn't be getting nervous because your product isn't at Amazon yet. People, your product's coming from China. Guys, it's a quarterly thing. Every quarter in the first year, you probably should be able to get a new product till you have maybe 3 or 4 of them. And then after that, you should be probably dropping products that aren't really doing well for you. I've heard a lot of new sellers have dropped products because there's too much negative reviews, and they haven't done well with the product. Great reason to drop it. Absolutely great reason to drop it. Okay, so hope this information works well for you. If you thought it was valuable, great. If you're having any trouble finding products, we're on episode 7 of Amazon Jungle Scout product research, and every episode I help find people a hit, a home run, or a grand slam. And we've found a few home runs, and I've launched 2 of them and had great success with both of them. Okay, so definitely go check out the other videos on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, please, and definitely give it a thumbs up if you like this video and you like the content. And there's definitely a bunch of tool resources down below that I highly recommend for you to have some guarantee on the success that you'll have, whether it be the program course, whether it would be using Jungle Scout. Click on the affiliate links below and work your way in. And if you have any questions, I am always available on email, 15minuteincome@gmail.com, or just hit the comment section below, leave your comment, and I'll shoot you any information that I can be helpful with. Coach Chrispect out. Actually, I should put my C up right here. Chrispect. And enjoy the day, guys. Sunny out in Vancouver, Canada. Everything is looking beautiful. Things are looking great. Peace.